I have like a chair to sit in?
I still have nightmares from that.
Alright, so I don't really know how to top off, you know. Yeah, okay. And he does have some valid points that, like, I might not have been, like, the best Elliot trainer, and I might not have, like, always been there for you guys. But keep in mind, like, I had the best intentions, and I hope that when you guys are seniors, or, like, even after I've gone, and you guys are like juniors or sophomores or seniors or whatever, like you're still in high school, I hope that you try and are able to remember something that I taught you. Whether or not it was actually about Model UN, it doesn't really matter. I think, Steven. Steven's a really good friend of mine. And I think one of the most memorable moments I've had in Model UN was with Steven. Could Steven come up and join me for this? So Steven and I were in a committee in Busan, not this year, but last year. And we, it was what was it?
Tokugawa Shogun.
The no.
It was called like Siege of the Black Cities.
Yeah. Siege. Okay, so anyway, it was about like feudal Japan. And there was stuff happening, and like America was supposed to come over and negotiate a truce and open up Japan to the world. Except Japan was really like angry and like they're isolationists at that point. But that's boring. So before that, me and Steve were in the committee, and I was the daimyo of Matsumaya-han, and he was the representative of the emperor. And we were charged by our chair, what was his name?
Matt Clifford.
Matt Clifford, who is really one of the coolest guys I've ever met. And sadly, he was like supposed to chair this year at Brown, and like Chester would have gotten to meet him, but he was like really sick and he didn't get to meet him.
That kid was so cool that when I got home, I friend requested him on Facebook and he flat out rejected me.
Okay. So we're in this committee, and okay, I remembered. I had to lead like an attack on these pirates that had like attacked a rogue Russian flotilla that had just attacked like
the main port of Hokkaido.
The main port of Hokkaido. See, this is like my most memorable thing. So they just attacked Hokkaido, and like that really pissed Japan off. So me and since I was like the leader of the Navy-ish.
No, that was your province.
Yeah, that was my. Oh, right. Okay, so that was my province. So that naturally made me really angry, and so I decided to lead the attack, and so we adjourned the session for dinner, and Matt Clifford came up to me and he said, you should write something, like a little speech or something, just to convince everyone else in the committee that like you should go on this attack. You know, because I was personally supposed to lead the attack.
And also because we had no support.
Yeah, it was like literally like us two against 13 people. We were like dead set against it. They were like, oh, why are you gonna go attack? It's gonna be weird. But they didn't want us to attack. So we went out to dinner. We went to this Chinese place, and they had some really good like General Tso's chicken. And I remember that was a really good dinner. And then we came back, and we were sitting.
Yeah, we cut off early.
Yeah, we like cut out early. We like left the bill for Kyla to pay. Sorry, Kyla. And we came back, and we were like sitting on these benches, and we're like, yo, so we should like write something. And then Steve and I just came up with this crazy idea to write like an argument in a limerick haiku form. And so we sat down, we had like 30 minutes right before committee started, and we just wrote 2 pages of this limerick haiku, convincing the whole committee to go and attack this rogue Russian flotilla. And we just like, I have no idea how we did it.
We had 2 colored pens.
We had a green and a red pen. We used the green pen for limericks, naturally, because it's like, green is like Irish. And red for Japan, the rising sun. That really well. So we wrote this. And then we go into committee, and they're like, okay, yeah. So like, why don't you get up and give your speech? And then I'm like, oh, well, the representative from the emperor helps me write it, so can he help me, like say it too? And they're like, okay. And so me and Steven get up there, and then we just recite. We recited it back at the hotel room when we came back, like, and it's on the website.
I was on the old one.
Do you remember?
I remember one verse.
Okay, you wanna like, because I have no idea.
To the northern port of Hokkaido, where the daimyo of Matsume go. From there he'll set sail. With his troops he shan't fail. With our force, Japan will say no.
And that's one verse. There were a lot. So we delivered this, and the whole committee is just like, what just happened? And Matt Clifford was stunned. And this kid has seen a lot of stuff in his days. Like, he went to this, like, party once. He had cut his thumb really badly that day. And he decided to solve his problem
Mojitos.
with mojitos. But naturally, bad stuff happens at parties. And some guy,
Art director.
Alejandro, not you, managed to put his foot through the computer.
He didn't have a laptop
He
anymore.
did not have it.
Also, Matt Clifford shared these stories with us in committee.
Which is why he's such a cool dude. Okay. So then we managed to, we did the thing, and the people were like, wow, that was really cool. And even Matt Clifford was like, wow, that was really cool. And then, we went into like voting procedure on it, and everyone voted yes. All 13 of us. And I was really happy.